So today I'm going to be showing you how you can create those lovely white outline images for your YouTube thumbnail images. They're a bit what the YouTube sort of influencers do, some of the big players. Gary Vaynerchuk's quite popular for them. He does them nicely on his own site where he's using different colors and he's outlining a subject. We'll just take a quick look at his site. So let's bring his site up here. We go to videos and you can see through them he's using these outlines on some of his images of himself and subjects. It makes them stand out a bit more, makes them highlight that subject and encourages or increases that click-through rate through his thumbnails. Now this hasn't just stemmed from the internet, someone wanting to create these lovely outlines. They've done them because they've worked, they've seen influencers doing them and people are using them more and more. Gary actually does it quite well. He also changes the angles. You see these angle shots in his thumbnails. It's coming up with these creative thumbnails to encourage people to look at it, see it, they stop when they're scrolling on their phone, they see it, it stands out and they click through to watch it. So I'm going to show you how I create them inside Pixelmator. Pixelmator is a photo element or a photo editing program for the Mac. So firstly, on the screen here, what I do is I open up Sketch and I take a screenshot of an area on the page that I want to work with. Or it's a screenshot of the video, and what I do from here is I trim this video or this image down, and I've taken it on a very large screen. Okay, so it's trimmed down and I'm going to use this as my thumbnail. So just tidy up a bit from here. And then what we'll do, we'll take it out here and we'll drag it onto my desktop. I'll drag it over here so I've got it. And then I'm going to open up Pixelmator. Click Open Existing Image. I know it's on my desktop. I've got this image here, so it's opening up inside Pixelmator. I'll just close down ScreenFlow behind there. So here is that image inside Pixelmator. I've got my colors, and I'll just zoom out a little bit here. So what we do, we choose this tool over on the left-hand side here, and I'm going to start highlighting the subject or the area that I want to cut out or give the outline to. So if I start highlighting myself here, you can see I'm just dragging this over. We just went over slightly there on the right-hand side, but we'll come back and fix that in a moment. I'm going to carry on going down here and going down this arm. You can see as well underneath the arm it just highlighted a little bit more, and above there, so we'll come back and correct that. So this is a Mac app. You can buy this to use on your own Mac. Now what I will do here, you can see now when I take off it's highlighted that whole area. If I press Alt on the keyboard, it allows me to minimize these selections. So I've just minimized that one. Under here looks good. I'm going to try and minimize just in there. Okay. I might even try in there. Okay, so it just brings it up slightly and just minimize these little tiny areas that don't need to be highlighted. Okay, so it just gives it a cleaner outline throughout. And then if I go back and press Shift, I can then also highlight these areas of this phone here, just so I can really get to the edge. You can see when it flashes, it's trying to highlight other areas of this image. So let's just do that. That's a bit too far out, but I'll go with that. And okay, we'll just zoom out of there. Now that's a pretty good outline. I'm happy with that. There's a little bit in the corner here. I'll just try and correct. We're going to press Alt. We want to remove this whole section. We want just to keep it nice and clean there. Okay, so I'm happy that what I do from there is I click Control X. That cuts out what I've selected. And then in case I was to use this later on, what I would do is highlight this and I'd choose File and I would exporting just that background in case I was to use that later on. So I'll just export that and call it something like BG. And then from here I would Control V and paste in what I cut. Then I select the background and then I remove that. So I've got just me, the bit that I've cut out inside. From here I highlight that. Over on the right hand side I'm going to choose the color, and where it says stroke I'm going to choose color again. And then from there I click on here and I choose a color, which will be white, and I take this up to 6 pixels, and it's added. It's very hard to see there. If I zoom in a bit, you can see there's a white outline now around the top there. It's kind of all ready to go. From here, I simply just choose File, Export again. Export that as a PNG. And I'll put this onto here, and I'll just call this background 1, just so I know what it is. Now from here I'm going to go into Canva, because I'm going to use Canva as the tool for my background image, the one I want to work with. So I've got other ones here that I've used. I'll pick this one, I'll just clone this, and what I'll do from here is I'll go and upload the image that I just created. So I know it's called Gimbal 1, and I'll add it here. You can see it starts uploading there on the left hand side. Initially, when you create these outlines, you want to know what type of headline you're going to use in your images. So if I just delete this one for now, knowing the shape of this outline that I've created, I'm just going to remove that one. I've got one already stuck behind there, so I could take that out as well. Knowing the outline of one I've already created means I know the kind of position where I want to put this image and the text I'm going to put over on the right hand side. So I want my headline to be readable to people who see my screenshot. Now I could push this over a bit more to the right, that's fine. I could pull my headline and stuff over to the left hand side, that's possibly an option for this. There's going to be space. If I put it there, I could have my headline wrap round on that side, so that might be an option. Just looking to see if I've got any other templates that are already done like that. So what we'll do, we'll take this one and I'll move the text over.
You gotta focus on what's real, man.
So you can see here I've got my headline over on the left hand side, and it's just a case of playing around with these font styles, making this stand out, always thinking of how this is going to look on a mobile device. People are seeing these thumbnails on mobile, so you want to test this. If you create it yourself, you might want to go and look back at it and see if it looks okay. You can come here and also resize it as well and tweak it a bit to make sure you can read it yourself on your own iPhone or your own device that you're looking at. So I've created that. I might just add a bit more, change the opacity level on that, make it a bit darker. Now we could throw in a background behind that. So we do have, I have a generic background like this I could throw in. And to see how that looks, just adds a bit of a different effect to it. Okay, there we go, it's looking better. And again, this is something I'll come back and tweak probably a bit more. But there you go, we see we've put in an image behind it, we've got an overlay of this black font, we've got the white image outline we've created there, and then we've got our text over on the left hand side. This again, like I said, will be tweaked, make sure it stands out, make sure it's got a good call to action or a good catchy headline to it, something you're going to play with a lot. I'll probably come back and change this. So if you're watching this video, it's probably going to change from what you're seeing right now, because I'm going to tweak the headline, make sure it stands out a bit more. But that's how you can simply create a nice white outline, make that color of the outline any color you like, just like Gary Vee does, a lot of these other influencers, and make your YouTube thumbnails stand out on your videos. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll be back soon with more videos.